I made a lot of financial mistakes in my 20s, but the one I regret the most is not taking retirement savings seriously.
If you're still trying to save your way to wealth in 2025, you're playing a losing game. Your money is literally losing value while you sleep, and no one ever taught you the reason why. And even if you think you know, my friends, which I'll be honest, most of you probably do, this video will remind you why you cannot afford to forget it. This channel is for ambitious men only, but of course feel free to continue watching because I know these videos are top quality. If you're new here, my friends, hello, my name is Vic. I'm a registered nurse and certified life coach turned personal finance strategist, and on this channel I help men get smarter with their money and educate them about building wealth through long-term investing and cryptocurrency as well. And of course, nothing here, my friends, is financial advice. This is all purely for educational purposes only, and I'll never recommend or show you anything. Straight away, my friends, let's get started with the video.
Can we normalize telling each other what our savings accounts are? Because I really want to know. I feel like I see people saying like they have no savings. I feel like I see people having insane savings. And I just don't know what the normal is. And I know you can't compare because you have different lives, but I want to know. I really do. So between the age of 20 to 35, I would really like to know what like the average is for people, because life is expensive. But I just came back from Australia. I live in Australia. People live with their parents after they graduate high school, in college, and then even like later. Like I know someone who still lives with their parents at 26, no shade at all, but they've lived with their parents the whole time. They have over like $60,000 in savings. What? No, that's nuts.
I'll get into the average UK savings by age very, very soon, my friends, but I just want to mention this, which I think is very important. And I feel quite a few people nowadays, with the cost of living crisis being so hard, I feel quite a few will be able to resonate with this. So make sure you listen. Because I'm 27 and I still live with my parents, but not because I can't afford rent. I'm doing it intentionally to be able to build up a cash deposit for a house. I'm not a fan of renting, and I know there are many other strategies there, like rent to rent, and there's 5% mortgages, even I think 1% mortgages now. And there's so many different mortgages and different strategies with a mortgage that you can do, like service to accommodation as well. There's many ways you can actually benefit from properties. But I genuinely believe this rule that Ramit Sethi says, and I literally stick by it, which is that if your mortgage payments are more than 28 or 32% of your disposable monthly income, then you can't actually afford the place. Obviously you can afford it, but this is what I mean. I fully agree with Ramit's statement, and I fully believe it's true. Because sure, it's important to get onto the property ladder, but not if the opportunity cost of it completely kills or significantly reduces your ability to invest, save, and live an overall balanced life. Most houses grow between 2 to 3% annually, while the stock market has an average nominal rate of return of around 10% annually. And that trade-off just does not make sense for me. And yeah, I'm staying patient, stacking cash and investing very consistently because it's for my future, and I'd prefer my younger self, whilst I'm still healthy and breathing and well, this part of me needs to contribute towards my future and not just focus on the now and putting as much money in as possible for a house compared to actually investing in other assets that actually give you a significantly better return. In my own opinion, I say this, of course. I'd really rather make a few sacrifices now, build a very strong foundation, and buy a place the right way, and not rush into a mortgage that kills my freedom 25 years plus down the line. If you like that, or if you have a different opinion on it, comment below. It'd be really interesting to hear your thoughts. But now let's get back to the average savings by age in the UK. So, as this lady says, 25 to 34, so I'm looking now, so the average savings is £9,357, as we can see. Although, my friends, I want you to see this, because the average savings in UK in 2025, as you can see, my friend, there's over 50% of UK adults that either don't have any savings or have £1,000 or less in savings. And what that means, at least for me, in my opinion, is that there's two things. It means that people are getting more into debt, and people are significantly struggling with the cost of living in the UK as well, which is why it's now more important than ever to be financially literate and understand how to build your wealth, but not only that, how to be smarter with your money, budget, and actually plan so you don't get into debt, or if you do it strategically and be able to get yourself out of it. If you're not in this 55%, my friends, comment down below and say how much savings you have. It will be really interesting to hear.
I made a lot of financial mistakes in my 20s, but the one I regret the most is not taking retirement savings seriously. And now I'm playing catch up. A good rule of thumb is that I should have around 3 times my salary saved for retirement by the time I'm 40. but I'm 37 and I've only saved a fifth of that amount. Like many millennials, I entered the workforce during tough economic times, and student loan debt has weighed me down. And I've put money into retirement over the years, but sometimes I've taken it out to pay the bills. Don't make that mistake. If you're also behind on retirement, do not freak out. You still have time, but do these things. First, open a retirement account. And if your company offers a 401k match, make sure you're getting the full amount. Then set aside 50% of every pay raise you get until you're saving around 15% of your income. That's what a wealth advisor told me. And lastly, ask yourself, where and when do I want to retire? The answers to those questions are going to help you understand how much you're actually going to need when you're done with work. It's never too late to get started.
Go Global says, stack your 401k like no other. Roth 2, max it out. Now I'm from the UK, but I do believe that the 401k is basically the same equivalent here in UK as basically like the UK workplace pension, or even a self-invested personal pension like a SIP. And with the Roth IRA, it's similar, I think, in here in the UK. It's like a stocks and shares ISA too. And if that is the case, which I believe it is, a stocks and shares ISA definitely max it out. I do, in my opinion, believe it's probably the best tax advantage account in the world, just because of the fact that we can put up to £20,000 tax-free into it. And you can invest it into either income funds or accumulation funds, and it's fantastic, honestly. Any withdrawals are free, and it's exempt of income and capital gains tax because it's a tax wrapper and a tax advantage account. In regards to pensions, personally, it's not financial advice, of course, but I've actually come out of my workplace pension. I personally do not believe in it. I don't actually trust the government, and I feel that the pensions, the way things are heading in the future, in my own opinion, I just don't really rely on it later on, even though the NHS pension, I would say, is probably the best pension in the UK and one of the best in the world. But because I actually lack control and I don't have any control over the pension, I'd much rather prefer me deciding where I put my money into and where I invest it for my retirement, which is why I'm fully focusing on my own self-invested personal pension or a SIP only and solely into it. And whether that's a good or a bad idea, we'll see in the future. But from the maths and my own research and calculations that I've done, for me, it makes absolutely more sense to double, even triple and quadruple down into a SIP compared to actually putting money aside into my workplace UK pension. Again, I'm not saying you should do the same. Instead of retirement savings, I wish people would think of it more as investing. We're programmed to believe you have to pinch pennies and can only enjoy life after retirement while you can enjoy it now. I mean, yes, obviously it's important to enjoy it now, but you do need to think about the future, of course. And that's actually a very good point of how she said it, because retirement savings, the way I see it, is investing. The whole point of you investing is, in my own opinion, that's technically your retirement. That's why, for me, when I contribute every single month, I look at my investings as investing costs, as a personal tax to me. That's literally every single month, a specific amount comes out of my account, and I literally look at that as an actual cost that I'm paying. Just because mentally, when I look at it as a cost, like a direct debit, it ensures me that I put that money in every single month. And then I make sure I have that amount because I put quite a bit in every month. It's a really good mental strategy, I believe. Unfortunately, people don't realize there is a high cost in waiting. The longer you wait, the more you need help. Help encourage others and provide a financial education. DM me for more. Obviously, we're not going to DM this guy, but the first two sentences of what he said are actually very good. That's why I included this comment here, because compound interest waits for no one. However, you can easily make it your friend by starting as early as possible, and you can easily make it your enemy by waiting later on, even 5, 10 years, 15 years. Even if you think you're young, when you're 35 and 40 years old, I would still say that's pretty young, but it's still later in the game compared to if you were 25 years old, because that 15 years of compound interest is massive, considering most of the gains are done towards the end of the compounding period, towards later on, towards your retirement period, right? And that is why, in my opinion, there's absolutely no point in waiting. Learn how to invest, get educated, and be in an online community full of ambitious men who actually want to invest and learn to get smarter with their money every single day, aka my online community, which I'll show you right now. No, my friends, in no way, shape, or form was that a cheeky pitch at all for you guys to check out my community and actually try it out, because there's a 7-day free trial. Wink, wink. But genuinely, there's plenty of benefits there, my friends, which I really think could help you out. I've spent a lot of time making it as good as I possibly can, and I really do think it can help you out. So definitely do try it if you are at all curious or interested. I really do think you'll like it. Links below to check it out. Jules WB says, I'm 56 and I'm trying to play catch up. Now, this is the thing. Most people, I think, wait till later on, don't get financially educated in the beginnings. And of course, it's unfair for me to compare because we didn't really have these aspects. Like even my parents, they didn't have these aspects. They didn't have these brokerage accounts before. I understand that because of social media, as well as all this BS and ridiculous stuff we see online, they're actually very helpful people, which is why I think a lot of the younger generation, including myself, have actually become more and more knowledgeable along the way. And this is why I want to spread my knowledge and to annoy people consistently, because I really do feel you need to understand this. Because being smarter with money now is more important than ever, my friends. I wanted to make this video for you a bit shorter, my friends. Really appreciate if you let me know down in the comments below how you think it was. Do you want me to involve and add more videos and react to more things, more comments? I just want to make them as engaging as possible for you, my friends. So please do let me know down below in the comments what you thought of this video and how it could be improved. I look and reply to all the comments, so any future video ideas, also post them down in the comments below. And who knows, you may just help shape the next video, my friends. YouTube thinks you'll like one of these two videos over here. Click one, and I'll see you over there, my friends.